Yeah, I mean, tell us who would win in a fight, Michael Myers or Leatherface. You can use whatever iteration of Leatherface, but it has to be the powerful Leatherface. Like, you can't use the 60s Leatherface or whatever.
Was it in the 60s?
I don't know. The 70s, whatever.
It's the Lame Guys Podcast.
Alrighty, guys. Welcome back to the Lame Guys Podcast. We are doing our Halloween episode, and we may be talking about some slashers.
Yeah, as you can tell, we have a certain favorite slasher that we're going to talk about. So I thought about ranking the slashers, but I just think I haven't seen all the Jason movies. I haven't seen all the Chucky movies. I've seen a good chunk of Scream, but I haven't even seen all the Scream movies.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to act like we were fake fans, and like Michael Myers is our favorite slasher. So,
as you can tell,
yeah. So we're gonna rank the Halloween movies. I have some slasher stuff that I want to talk to you about first.
Oh, okay.
So I found this article. I believe it was from Collider, and they tallied up all the slasher kills. Like, which slasher has the most kills?
Oh, throughout all their movies.
Throughout all their movies.
Got it.
So, I want to say that Pinhead is a special. He's not on this list. I don't know much about Pinhead. I don't know if you do.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't consider him a slasher. But if they did, he would be number one by far on this list. So I don't know.
I want to say I've heard that before, that he has the most.
I don't want to get flamed up on TikTok because we didn't include Pinhead or whoever the fuck that is.
Hellraiser, right?
Yes, Hellraiser. Yeah,
it is Pinhead.
Apparently, there's one scene in one of his movies that alone would put him at number one.
Really?
Or something. Yeah. So, like I said, they don't include him on this list just because they don't consider him a slasher. He's much more than a slasher. Okay, so there's 6 of them on here. Who do you think is number one?
So, I would number one. I think would be Jason.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's say this. Okay, so you have Freddy Krueger, Chucky, Leatherface, Scream, Jason, and Michael. So give me just off the top of your head, how you feel that list goes based off kills.
See, I want to say Michael because he's my favorite, but I think Jason's number one. Then maybe Michael. See, I don't know much about as far as Child's Place for Chucky's and anything like that. So maybe
just off the top of your head, just give me.
Okay, so Jason, Michael, Freddy, Leatherface, Ghostface, and Chucky.
You have Chucky last?
Yeah.
Okay. So the actual list, I'll do it from least kills to the number one. So number 6 on the list is Scream.
Oh, okay.
So Scream has the least kills with 45. So even though there's been like 6 different people that are Scream, they still include it as one. So Scream has 45 kills.
Nice.
Number 5 is Leatherface. Surprisingly.
Wow.
So
how many movies does he have?
So he has quite a few, but his family equates for a lot of the kills in the movies.
So does that count towards him or no?
No, it doesn't.
Okay,
so they're just as crazy as him. So that's why he doesn't have that much. But the last Leatherface movie that came out on Netflix, which I enjoyed. So
yeah, you told me to watch it, and I'm glad I did. Even though the movie wasn't great,
right?
But
it wasn't
him
great
in general. What a tank!
Yeah. So in that movie alone, he had 30. So that boosted him up a lot.
He did 30 in one movie compared to Ghostface doing 45. You said?
Yeah. So Leatherface comes in at 59, 30 just from the last movie. So that means he only had like 29. Number 4, Freddy Krueger. Even though Freddy Krueger is kind of more than a slasher because he's like dead or whatever, and he's in your mind.
He's in your nightmare.
They still include him as a slasher because he was a human. He has the blades, of course, on his hands, so they still consider him a slasher. So he is a number 4 at 62 kills.
Okay.
Number 3, Chucky. Chucky has 67 kills.
Wow.
That's including his movies, and that's including the show.
Okay, see, I didn't even think about the show being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 67 kills for Chucky. So number 2 and number 1, obviously the big hitters, Jason and Michael.
Hitters, boy.
Number 2, Jason.
Wow.
151 kills.
Wow.
The only reason Jason was way above Michael But Jason, as we all know, hasn't been in a movie for a long time.
Since 2009.
Just because of all the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, the
legally
rights
with
and
his-
everything
yeah.
like that.
And Michael, these last 3 movies have boosted him up. So
Hey, good for Mike.
Michael comes in at number 1 with 161 kills. Not bad.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, we're rooting for serial killers. Dude.
So I was honestly surprised because I thought Jason would definitely have more.
Yeah. To me, I think it just make a little sense. That's
Yeah.
why I just said it. But cool. Good.
So okay, so then out of that list, I wanted to ask you, who is the least? What is the serial killer that you would least want to interact with? Like,
So the one I
your
don't want
life
to
is
come
on the
across.
line. Like, you do not want to come across. Like, you have 6 of these to choose from. You do not want to come across a certain one. Which one is it?
Michael.
You would go Michael over Jason.
He has the most kills right now.
I could run away from Michael though. Jason could literally
Jason would definitely
grab
be
a
it
bow and
because
arrow,
he's-
bro, and just fucking
Yeah, we saw him
snipe
do that
me.
in the 09 movie. Yeah, in that one he is so
Yeah.
good in it.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Jason would be it. I just said Michael because I'm biased. But
So-
yes, Jason. We've always joked that he is the most powerful
Yeah.
one.
So the physicalness in me wants to say, obviously, avoid Jason, but Freddy would be so scary to face too. Him in
Dude.
your dreams,
And
bro.
that's
You
the
can't
thing.
even go to sleep.
And that's the thing. That's what all his movies are doing is, the whole goal is just don't go to sleep. Just don't go to sleep. And
Yeah.
then, the quick little, that's it. You're done.
I think Jason would be one of the scariest to face.
How would you feel about going against Chucky?
Dude, I would punt that little fucking kid, the little doll. I would punt the shit out of him, bro. So I can't. So I also have never seen a Chucky movie. I'll just
Really?
say that. No,
Okay.
I've never seen one. I've seen bits and pieces. I've never been.
I'm surprised you never watched Bride of Chucky because I used to come on Spike a lot when
Well,
Raw
so
was on. So
I was just about to say I've seen bits and pieces of one, but like it's never entertained me enough to watch the whole movie.
oh, okay.
I also would not want to go against Leatherface. Just him
brute.
running at you with a
A
chainsaw.
brute. And what's scary too is he actually makes noises.
Yeah.
Not just because of the chainsaw, but like he'll be running after you. Oh, like that's scary, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's just- Leatherface would be scary. Obviously, yes, I'd be scared of Michael, of course.
Yeah.
But Michael, besides one movie that I've seen of his, has shown no inclination to chase after. Like, he just walks after you. And so I think I would just run.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna rank our Halloween movies.
So originally we were going to rank all the slashers, and then we also thought about ranking all the horror movies. But honestly, we're biased. We love Michael, so we thought, screw it. Let's just rank all his Halloween movies from all 13 of them, from our least favorite to our number one. We had to go back and rewatch all of them.
It was hard.
There's 13 of them. It's a
Yeah.
lot, and some of them honestly are hard to get through,
Yeah.
and some of them I've never seen. I'm gonna be upfront. So I say I'm a Michael Myers fan, but yet I only watched a handful, and from those handful, I thought this is the dude.
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of them. I think there was only 2 or 3 that I had never seen before. All the other ones I've seen just because AMC shows them all the time.
Yeah.
And so when I would get home from school, I would watch them. And so I may have only seen them in bits and pieces, but like I've seen them all pretty much. So 2 or 3 of them were the only ones that I hadn't seen. So I have a list of rankings from Screenrant. So I want to give those first, and then we can kind of see how our list hold up.
Okay, so Screen Rant ranked them the way we're ranking them.
Yeah, so they rank them from worst to best.
Okay.
So just from what I've seen from this list, I don't think it's similar to mine
Yeah.
at least at all. So I'm gonna give you the worst
I
one
have
right
it
now.
on my phone. I'm gonna get a little stand for it.
So I'm just gonna I'm not gonna talk about what it says about them. I'm just gonna name them off.
Boom. Okay.
Okay. So starting at the worst Halloween movie, Screen Rant has
Number 13.
Halloween Resurrection. That is the one where they do the this show, like where they're inside the
Yeah,
Michael's
Busta
house.
Rhymes.
They have that as the worst Halloween movie, which is crazy to me.
That's a little crazy. Like I'm not saying I have it like
Yeah,
top 5.
I don't think
but
it's a
still.
good movie, but I don't think
still,
it's
I don't
the
think
worst.
it's the worst one. No.
Number 12, Halloween 5, Revenge of the Michael Myers. I don't agree with that one either.
No, I don't either.
What was that? Number 12. Number 11, Halloween Curse of Michael Myers. That one I do kind of agree with. but we'll talk about it after. That's 6.
I want to. Okay, 6.
That's
okay,
6.
I was like, I see the numbers. I just have to see
Yeah.
the titles.
Number 10, Halloween Ends, which is the most recent.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie is
Okay,
number
that's
9.
fine.
Halloween Kills is number 8. It's crazy to me. Halloween 2007 from Rob Zombie is number 7.
That's crazy to me too.
Halloween. So Halloween, the Return of Michael Myers. So that's 4.
Okay.
Is next.
And that's number what?
So that is number
6?
5. I
5.
think.
Okay.
Is it 5? I don't know. I've already lost track.
All right. Just
Halloween 2.
Okay.
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
What?
Yes, is that high on their list?
Oh my god.
Then Halloween H2O. And then Halloween 2018 Halloween, their first comeback, right? And then Halloween number 1
Okay.
is number 1.
Bro, oh my god.
So, yeah,
Season of the Witch that high.
Yeah, right off the top, I can tell that my list is not the same as this list.
Same.
So let's just talk about it.
So with my rankings, I have them ranked, and for all the movies when I watched them and rewatched them, I took notes because there's so much that happens in a lot of them, and I definitely want to try to keep up with what's happening.
So I tried that, but I just found myself writing nothing but negative things.
Really?
So I wish
I hit like the bullet points, but no, I took a lot of notes.
So I just wrote down my list, and then I'm just gonna go off the dome.
All right, so you want to go 13 up?
Yeah, so we'll go 13 to 1, and we'll do the same thing that we did last episode. So like, you can go, then I'll go, and then we'll switch.
Okay.
So your number 13 ranked Michael Myers Halloween movie.
My number 13, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
Yeah, okay, that's my number 13. That movie is awful.
The movie was trash. Look, I get it. Some movies are like a cult classic type things, so I looked it up. I looked up some rankings.
It does have a cult following.
Yes, so I looked up some rankings, and they have Season of the Witch high sometimes, and I'm thinking, what are y'all smoking? This movie sucks. It was so hard getting through that.
Right.
First off, one of the worst death scenes I've ever seen. What I think you sent it to me on Snap because you watched it first. This dude just got hit by a car, but the car was going like 2 miles an hour. He just got squished by it, and he just like.
So I thought about bringing in some clips with me, like just so we could react to them live. But there's just so many like cringy clips from the Halloween movies that I just feel like it would just take up too much time.
So I tried to do a 1 to 10 scale on a lot of these. I gave it a 3.
Okay, I think I'd give it a 1.
So I gave it a 3, and if I can remember the reason, because I watched them from the first all the way to the newest one, so it's been a little bit. I give it gets 1 point because I'm not giving a movie a 0, so it just on technicality it gets a 1.
Right.
Second, it has some gruesome kills. Some kills are a little like crazy in there. They just take the head off some homeless dude and just easy those like
the
androids
laser
or whatever.
The laser beams that come out.
They're a little weird. And 3, I'd give it 1 point because the doctor in it gets with his patient's daughter. And I thought, hey, good on you. I'm like, I don't condone it or nothing, but wow. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay, you get a point. So it gets a 3. So technically it gets a 2, but it gets a 3.
So me. I was always under the assumption that it's somehow connected to Halloween, but I don't think that that's the case. So I looked it up afterwards, and the only thing that connects to the Halloween movies is they show Laurie Strode running away from Michael from the first Halloween movie.
So they're watching the TV and it says, Halloween,
right.
in theaters now. They're saying it's a movie you can go watch in that.
But I thought it connected somehow to Michael. Like I thought maybe the mask somehow connected and made him evil or something. But no, it doesn't connect at all. So when I looked up the timeline, they called it an anthology or something like that. So I think the purpose of it was supposed to be after the first 2, the third one came out, and then after that it was going to be a new story for Halloween, a new killer, a new this every time. I saw that too.
Thank God that didn't happen.
Yeah,
it was whack.
Yeah, I want to say, bro, that was probably one of the hardest movies
to get through.
It
was very difficult.
Yeah,
and I thought, gosh, I'm doing this for the pod. I have to watch it. I have to.
I don't want to keep talking about it just because it's so awful. But I just like anyone who hasn't seen Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I feel like I just want you to go try just so you can kind of see like what I'm talking about,
So
because
I told Marco,
I'm not being over exaggerating.
So I told Marco, I was like, bro, I watched a movie. It is one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my life. I said, that thing sucked. And he was like, I think I want to watch it. I was like, no, don't do that to yourself. I said, do not. I was like, but if you're truly that curious, go for it.
Yeah.
I was like, but I'd say don't. You don't need
Well,
to.
I feel like because that was one of those movies that I hadn't seen like ever. I feel like now anyone that's watching this should go see it just so you can see that like I'm not bullshitting, bro. Like that shit was awful.
It was bad.
So that's my number 13. So my number 12, Halloween Ends.
Okay.
What's your number 12?
The second Rob Zombie, Halloween 2.
I have Halloween Ends at number 12 just because I'm so pissed off at how they did Michael.
Yeah.
If not for Season of the Witch being so awful, Halloween Ends would be my number 13.
So technically, it's the last one because it doesn't involve Michael. So yeah, it's still number. It's the last one.
I mean, they just did him so dirty, bro. I know I've always like talked to you guys about like, I don't know, like I think we could beat up Michael Myers in a fight. That Michael Myers, 100%, bro, 100%.
If
we would
Corey
take him
could
out.
take him,
Yeah, we would take him out. We would take him out, 100%. Now, granted, he's old though, isn't he? Super old in that movie.
Very old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very old.
Because
But
if the first one, he was already in his 60s, and they jumped, 3 movies, or 2 movies after the first one, and then he's already 70s probably. I don't know what the timeline is or what
Yeah, I
the
don't know
years jump is, but yeah, he's older.
it just was awful.
Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie one. So I never watched it. I watched the first Rob Zombie one, and then I watched it. I've watched the ending before on YouTube, and I thought that's how it ends. Okay, that's how they kill Michael.
Yeah.
All right, sure. Rob Zombie definitely has a style to him.
Yeah,
he definitely has a certain style, and I watched a little bit behind the scenes stuff, and I want to say didn't want to come back to it. He didn't want to come back to the Halloween thing, but they threw a certain amount of money at him, and they said, all right, we won't interfere. You go do what you want. And that's what he gave us. Michael is a tank. That, what's his name? Tyler Mane, I think his name is the actor.
Yeah,
he's a tank.
Isn't he
He's
like
the tallest Michael.
Isn't he like 6'7"?
He's 6'9" or 6'10".
Yeah.
I looked it up. He is the tallest Michael. He is a brute.
So I wanted to ask. I don't know. I'll wait till after we're done with our rings. There was a question I wanted to ask.
But yeah, overall, movie just wasn't all that for me. And
Yeah.
at the same time, he barely wears a mask in it. He only wears a mask whenever he wants to kill some people. And
Yeah,
that's
you
it.
see his face a lot.
You see his face a lot, and I didn't need to see Michael's face. And at the end, like the whole, like I get it. I guess it's a different take. The mask being all like half of it being ripped off and everything. It's whatever. But
Yeah.
I just,
mine's a little lower, but we'll talk about it more. Your number 11.
let me click so I can see the title. Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers.
Me too.
Okay.
Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers, and that's number 6. That's number 6 in
see what happens
the
again.
Halloween movies.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's fucking awful.
Okay.
It has the 90s vibe, but like Paul Rudd is in it.
I literally started off my notes. So Paul Rudd's in the movie.
Paul Rudd's in it. The actress that they had, the main girl, is
It's
awful. I don't know her name.
I thought I wrote it down. I guess not.
She's awful. She's awful in the movie. Paul Rudd is okay. I feel like just because we know him as Paul Rudd, that's why we're giving him a pass.
Yeah.
But
It's definitely a 90s movie.
yeah, and Michael's mask is super fat in that one.
Yeah.
And so like his neck looked like it just looks like a fat neck.
Yeah.
It
It starts off with Jamie grown up, pregnant out of nowhere, and she's captured by some cult that worships Michael.
So okay, so
it's
in Halloween 5, Jamie is still little.
yeah.
Halloween 6 supposedly takes place like, is it 5 years after?
They do a time.
She's
jump,
an adult now and she's pregnant with a kid. Like,
Who's the dad?
not only that, she would only be like 13 if it was a 5-year time jump. So that didn't make sense to me. The whole cult of Scorn or whatever it was awful. I thought that was dumb. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just hating on all the. It was just hard to watch.
It was definitely a hard movie to watch. Like I said, yeah, Paul Rudd's in it, cool, whatever. You could definitely feel it was made in '95. The edits they do, the little music
the
they
little
would
guitar
add in.
that they add to it,
the little sounds they would add to it, the cuts they would do.
I didn't
when
like
Michael's
the
killing. It does the fast camera, and it's like a like so you see like his face, and then you see the knife. Like I'm thinking, bro,
I didn't like
lot.
the yellow that was coming out of Michael at the end whenever they
Okay,
were.
so yeah, Paul Rudd injects him with something like
Yeah.
that, and then you don't fully see him dying, quote unquote dying, but in those fast, quick edits, you see the goo or whatever it is coming out of him, and I'm like, what? Okay, sure.
It was rough. We'll go on to my number 10. My number 10 is Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie one.
Okay.
I think that movie sucks. But I don't think it sucks as bad as the ones that I've already named. It is awful, but like I said, I was more pissed off with Season of the Witch, Halloween Ends, and number 6 versus that one. Maybe it's because I didn't already hold it to high standards. I knew it wasn't that good, and I watched it like 1 or 2 years ago. But I mean, the ending, you're right, is weird. I think it's so weird how Laurie comes out with the mask at the end. After Michael's dead,
Yeah, that too.
she comes out with the mask, and then
She ends up in an insane asylum.
she ends up in an insane asylum, and then they see like I guess it's the mom. I think
It's the mom, yeah. She's
and
back,
she's
but
walking,
she's as an angel
and
ghost
then
thing.
Laurie's like smiling at her, like insinuating that Laurie's gonna be like a killer now.
Yeah.
I thought that was stupid.
Yeah.
Michael, we actually see him die,
Mm-hmm.
so that's one of the only movies that we really see him die.
Halloween Ends.
Yeah, Halloween Ends, but other than that, I mean, it was weird. Like you said, like Michael disappears for a few years. I just wonder what he's doing in that time.
He's a nomad. He just travels.
You think he gets a job or something, or like I could see him being a mechanic, maybe. I don't know.
He likes that jumpsuit pretty much.
I don't know what he does in the years that he's gone.
I don't know, bro.
So
He just disappears. They don't know
Yeah.
where he went.
yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to hate on him because I feel like we're just hating on him. But
He's
it's the
our
movie.
favorite.
But it's the movies, bro. They're just bad. So okay, go with your number.
Halloween Resurrection.
That's number 8. Okay.
Is that number 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wrote number 8 on the. I wrote all the numbers that
Oh,
when
okay,
they
okay.
came out.
Oh, I'm okay. You said number 8. I'm thinking ranking wise.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Halloween Resurrection has Busta Rhymes in it. Has Tyra Banks in it. The whole trying to make it into a reality show thing where they go into the Myers house. They make it into a go find the clues and this. Cool concept, honestly, but it was
different.
It was just bad.
Yeah. So we'll segue into my number 9 then, because my number 9 is Resurrection.
Okay, cool.
I thought I was pissed off when the beginning of the movie you see Laurie Strode in the insane asylum.
Oh yeah,
And she's faking it, and then Michael shows up and then just kills her.
she lays the worst trap. Or actually, no, she
Well, it
lays a
worked.
smart trap.
Yeah.
Because they say she's been going on the roof, so she's suicidal.
Yeah.
No, she lays a trap for him. Perfect trap. But she's so stupid. Granted, I get it. The PTSD from the movie previous to this to where she
killed the wrong guy.
I have to make sure it's the right one. And I thought, you're going to die. You're an idiot. And guess what? Within
Michael just
10
grabs
minutes,
her.
he just grabs her and drops her, and
Yeah.
then she's over here. See you in hell. Bye. Like it was dumb.
Yeah.
And I
that
thought,
was
okay,
that was my biggest complaint about the movie. Other than that, yes, it was cringy.
Hey,
It
Busta
wasn't-
got some good hits in it,
So I was gonna ask you, take a few fighting classes. Do you think you beat Michael Myers?
bro. You tell me I need to learn kung fu, boy.
Bro, well, so it insinuated that he was learning it from the movies.
Yeah,
the Kung
he
Fu
did.
movies.
That boy,
Yeah, and so, I mean, he kind of beat up Michael, bro.
yeah, he got some good hits.
So
He has
you
a
think
good kick.
you think you take some wrestling classes or something, and
Yeah.
you I don't know, bro. I mean, if we're going based off Resurrection, I mean, now it doesn't kill him, of course, but
No, it was honestly a very interesting way they did, quote unquote, kill him.
yeah.
He got caught up in all the wires and everything like that, and they just electrocuted him and all that. That was pretty cool.
But then he comes back alive,
And then he
at
comes
the
back
end.
at-
Yeah. What's your number 9?
Halloween Ends.
Okay.
Halloween Ends. Yeah. So out of the trilogy, the new trilogy,
That's the worst one.
it's the worst one. It literally is in the order of Halloween, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. They did not stick the landing at all. The whole introduction of Corey and everything like that. I guess I see what they were doing, but it just didn't make sense to me. I hated that they make Michael so weak. And at one point, you think he's getting his strength back because he just went into hiding after Halloween
Right.
Kills. He goes into hiding. He's in the sewer. Corey finds him, basically wants him to be his mentor to teach him, teach me how to kill, teach me what it feels like to do this. But then Corey ends up whooping Michael. And I'm like, bro, what? You're telling me, yeah, you're supposed to be it? Get out of here with all that. Yeah, the way they kill him, I thought was a little. I guess get it. They want it to fully end, but it just didn't. Just didn't hit.
Back to Resurrection. There was one scene in that movie that I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
They are kind of in like that shed area. Do you remember? And she has a chainsaw. And she's like swinging it at Michael, and like he's like backing up, right? Does that at all change your theory about if Leatherface could beat Michael?
She got him.
She did.
Huh?
Oh, wait, go finish.
She got him. Right, because it was
Yeah,
the
she
girl,
had the
right?
chainsaw and she was swinging
And
it at him.
she hit him.
Yeah.
Did nothing.
No. So look,
It did.
he was backing up, and think about it. Leatherface is a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Leatherface swings
He has
that thing.
strength.
Leatherface swings that thing with some reckless abandonment. So I don't know, bro. So for those who don't know, I have argued with Vincent over if Leatherface could kill Michael Myers with his chainsaw. And Vincent and some other people say it's not even in question that no, that's not possible. And I disagree. And I'll go ahead and tell you why. Leatherface, I think y'all aren't giving him enough credit, bro. He runs after you. He's a fucking tank. He's inbred. So you know inbred peoples are fucking strong. And bro, he swings that fucking chainsaw. And not only that, he has one of the most reliable chainsaws because
never
it
goes
lasts
out.
the whole movie.
It never goes
It
out.
lasts
He never
the
has
whole
to fill it
movie.
up with gas or nothing. The reason why I say no, and I told you before too, hey, guess what, bro? Because before you would say, you just gang up on him. He can't take all of us. He had how many firemen go after him? And then one with some big old saw.
No, but I
and
just
guess what? He grabbed that
Vincent.
thing and just
Vincent,
went straight on
but
him. So Leatherface tries to go at him. What happens? Gets the same thing.
Vincent,
Goes straight back
no,
to him.
no. You know why I don't? You know why I don't think that's? You know why I don't agree with that? Because those firemen all came at him one at a time. You want to know the scene that we did see a bunch of people gang up on him, and they whooped his fucking ass. And the second Halloween movie with
Kills.
Blumhouse, they whooped his ass. And the only reason he came back alive is because they didn't finish the job. They should have took his head off right then and there, but they didn't. But you can't deny that a group of people whooped his ass.
So, but here's the thing though. If Leatherface goes for like, the chest or something, Michael falls. I'm pretty sure Leatherface thinks he's done. And then after that, Michael just gets up. And he's just like, once again, you didn't finish it, and he's going to go back for it.
But also, you got to think Leatherface. Every time he kills somebody, he takes them back to his like room or whatever, and like peels their skin off. Or
yeah.
So he would probably
he
would probably try to do that. I don't know.
Does he take the mask?
Maybe, but I don't know what would happen. But I'm just saying, it's not an easy fight. Like, y'all were talking about. It's just not, bro. It could happen, and Michael has never shown any inclination of weaving and dodging. He just sits there and like you've never seen Michael go like weaving
Yes,
and
you
shit.
do.
When?
Literally on Resurrection, he does that. When they're trying to swing the knife at him or everything like that, he backs up. When she tries to swing the chainsaw, I think the first time, he backs up.
He literally
there's a part in Halloween. I think it was the first Rob Zombie one. Danielle Harris. She tries to swing the knife at him, and he's backing.
But that's
up the
a
whole
knife,
time.
bro. That's not a chainsaw.
No. But you were saying that he doesn't bob and weave. He does.
Even in he let Busta Rhymes whoop his ass. He didn't even try to fight back. I don't know, bro. Michael Myers is my favorite, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that it wouldn't be a fight.
I'm not saying that he's going to get easy. I'm just saying he's going to win.
Like if it's just straight fists, then of course I would go Michael. But bro, Leatherface has a chainsaw. He's literally sliced people's legs off before. I could see him literally going for Michael's legs, and Michael wouldn't move. Like, he would just let him slice off his leg.
Look, bro, Michael's been shot in the eye twice. In
my
both eyes.
gosh.
And guess what? He still survived. He's been burned alive.
Okay,
he
but
does not
so
die,
I'm not
bro.
asking, but I'm also not asking who killed. I'm asking who would win in a fight.
No, I know.
And Leatherface, bro, I think it's more up for debate, dude. I think Leatherface could get his licks in. I'll tell you what. The way he was in Halloween, was it Halloween Kills, the second one where he got his ass beat?
By all the group. Yeah, the mob.
Give me like five guys with some weapons. And I think we take them.
What ended up stopping them is, and we've talked about this before, is fear. They thought they got him, but as soon as he moved,
Yeah, they were so scared to do
fear
it.
kicked in, and
Yeah.
guess what? They were stunned.
And they let him go one-on-one with everybody.
Yeah. Well,
But
at the same time, it's fear. Like
Yeah.
you don't expect this man that y'all just whooped to stand up and just gather his strength. And not only stand up, what did he do, bro? Put that mask back on.
Yeah,
And
and
he
they just sat there and watched.
Because they were scared.
Whatever, dude. I just think I'm not. I know. I'm not saying I would beat Michael 1-on-1. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
chainsaw.
but I'm just saying, bro, with the chainsaw and give me like 5 guys, I think it's different. I don't think I'd do that to Jason though. Jason.
The kills we've seen Jason
Yeah.
do, bro, is something crazy.
So I mean, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so back to the rankings.
okay.
What are we on?
I did,
so that was your number
my-
9.
I did Halloween Ends at was that 9? No, 13,
That was your
12,
9. It was your
11, 10, 9. Yeah, so Halloween Ends. Like I said, it was the weakest one out of the new trilogy. I was not happy with it. Michael's barely in it. That's also a reason why I put it so low. But next.
Number 8 is your turn or my turn?
Mine.
Go ahead.
H2O.
Okay.
Halloween H2O. We see Jamie Lee come back. It's 20 years later after the events of Halloween 2. This is a almost fresh start. They basically take away Halloween 4 and 5, and they're doing this. We find her, she's a principal now in California. She has a son. She still has PTSD from the events that have happened to her. She's kind of preparing for his return, but at the same time, not really.
It was just okay, I guess.
Oh,
LL Cool J was in it?
Yeah. I was happy he lived.
Yeah, me too.
But Rudy, right?
Yeah.
Or
My
someone-
number 8
Ronnie or
is Halloween 5, Revenge of Michael Myers.
Mm.
I was a little disappointed just because I really liked Halloween 4,
Okay.
Return of Michael Myers.
Mhm.
Halloween 5 is the second one with Jamie.
Yeah.
And I just thought I wasn't really a big fan of Jamie feeling him in her brain or whatever. She could kind of feel him like she felt when he was coming back, like consciousness and stuff. I felt like Loomis was a dick in that movie.
Oh, he was.
He was
He
granted,
was.
Jamie did kill her mom or whatever. In the
It was
fourth
his
one,
mom.
she like kills her
Yeah.
mom, right?
At the end of it, he
her adopted mom. So yes, I mean he rightfully so. He's scarred from Michael, and now he feels like she's gonna be the next Michael. But he was a dick in that movie. Multiple times I thought, bro, he's for real gonna feed Jamie to Michael.
Yeah.
No, obviously he didn't.
no
And-
hesitation.
Yeah. Obviously he didn't. But it was okay. Like I don't know. It was,
Yeah, I forgot to say for H2O, I think that was pretty much an ending where we thought Michael really died. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Because they have a fight inside the school or whatever. She stabs him. He's on the ground. The coroners come in by the end of the movie, take him in a van. Lori jacks the van, says, I'm going to make sure this is done properly. She drives off. Michael wakes up in the van, of course, and she ends up going off a cliff with him in the van. He gets pinned to some tree, and he's stuck. And she slices his she cuts his head clean off. And we thought, wow, okay, that's it. It's done. And then,
It wasn't
of course,
him.
Wasn't him.
Yeah.
Well, we learned that in the next movie after that. But,
So what was that? That was my number 8.
yeah, so you're next.
My number 7, Halloween 2. That's the 1981 Halloween 2.
Got it.
It was okay. I felt like it wasn't as good as the first Halloween, from 1978. I don't know. I mean, the hospital scene they were in the hospital for a lot of it.
Yeah.
The kill where he turns on the pool, where that guy and the guy and the
hot
nurse
tub?
are in the hot tub,
Yeah.
and he turns up the water.
Dude,
That was a savage kill.
intense.
And he drowns the girl and her face gets all burned. That was savage.
The guy who played Michael in that for that movie, someone asked him, "What's your favorite kill that you've done?" And he said it was that scene right
Oh,
there.
really?
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it was okay. Like it was. I just feel like it was a step down from the first one.
Mine is Halloween 5,
Revenge of the Michael Myers.
Revenge of Michael Myers. So yeah, like we talked about, it's involving Jamie. Like you mentioned, she's living with Michael basically in her mind.
First off, Danielle Harris, she can act, dude. That little girl, honestly, her whole screaming that she's doing and everything like that she did good.
She's in the Rob Zombie movies.
I was going to say that later. Yeah. She's in the Rob Zombie movies too. What you call it? I like the whole scene where like she's being chased by Michael in the end, like in the fields and all that stuff. That was intense, honestly. I just thought, dude, Michael, you're for real trying to hit these little kids with your car. Also,
who taught Michael how to drive? In a lot of these movies, he's been in a penitentiary, like, you know, he's been locked up forever.
Yeah.
Who taught him how to drive? He knows how to drive all these different cars in all these different movies. I keep on thinking that. Who taught you? But whatever. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it was good. I didn't hate it. Honestly, I liked it.
Yeah, so the rest of the ones I'm giving, like, all the Halloween movies to me are okay. I like Michael. The movies themselves are mid. I mean, for the most part.
Yeah.
So I mean, all the ones that I'm ranking, like, they're okay. Like, I don't hate them. Except the last 3 that I named. So what was that? That was your number 7?
Yes.
So your turn.
Halloween
number
4.
6. Number 6.
Yeah, Halloween 4. What is that?
Return of Michael Myers.
Return of Michael Myers. So yeah, we get Jamie, who we find out is his niece. She is who's she living with? The Strodes, right?
No. So I thought she was adopted by some people. Wasn't she adopted by some people?
Oh yeah. She's her stepsister is named Rachel or whatever. So she's gonna be the new, I guess, you know.
That's
Lori,
another problem I have with 5. To go back to 5, they just killed her.
Yeah.
She's at the beginning of the movie. She's in the house and Michael's in the house. They don't show Michael kill her, but then she doesn't show up for the rest of the movie. And then at the end, Jamie finds her body, and that's another problem I had where she was kind of a main character, and they just kill her. They don't really go over it.
Yeah. What was it? Halloween 4, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I like the ending. You really think that they got him?
Yeah.
You really think they got him? Jamie tries to touch his hand and everything like that because he's on the ground, and they're telling him, "Don't." Loomis is saying, "Don't touch him, don't touch him."
Yeah.
And in that moment, apparently, I guess the evil transfers from Michael to Jamie, and then the events of Halloween 5 happens, and we see what happens from there. But when he stands up, those cops laid it out on the line for that man. That whatever that main sheriff, whatever gun he had, was powerful.
Yeah.
They put some lead in that man. It was honestly kind of cool. It just reminded me of some WWE stuff. I thought, buried alive match. They put him in the grave, boy.
My number 6 is Halloween H2O.
Okay.
I didn't mind it, honestly. I liked how they went back to Laurie Strode. Sorry, my allergies are killing me.
That's all good.
I didn't mind the son. The son was okay. I kind of wish he would have played more of a role as far as, like, protecting his mom. I don't know. Maybe it's just like
a rebel type thing.
Maybe it's just like a typical movie. Like, I don't know. But I kind of like Laurie just puts him in a car with his girlfriend, sends him off, and then he's not back in the movie. Laurie was badass. She pretty much takes Michael out herself.
Yeah.
I was happy they kept LL Cool J alive.
Yeah. My man,
I thought he died.
I thought so too. He got shot in the head, but I guess it was just a graze.
Yeah, it was just a graze. Michael, I want to say. Okay, so he wasn't in 3, obviously.
No.
4 and 5, he was getting more savage, like, as it went on. I feel like in H2O, he was showing more stuff that was... But also, like, he walked straight past LL Cool J at the gate. Like, Michael from Blumhouse or Rob Zombie, who wouldn't have done that?
Oh, he would have killed him.
I thought it was a little different. Like, he wasn't so hungry at killing people. Like, he just wanted Laurie, in a way. So I thought that was different, but it was okay. Like, I mean, like I said, it was just another Halloween movie. Like, they all just start to blend. There's 13, bro. There's a lot.
I'm like, even though with my notes and I'm trying to keep up with reading, I'm thinking, I forgot that happened.
Yeah, like I'm trying to be more enthusiastic about it, but like they all blend in and they're all kind of the same thing. Yeah. So it's like, you know, you can only say so much. But my number 5 is Halloween 4.
Okay.
I really enjoyed Halloween 4 actually. I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it because the whole Jamie aspect. I wanted to continue with Laurie.
Yeah.
But I really liked it.
Yeah, me too.
I liked Rachel in it.
That's her name, Rachel. Yeah.
Yes. In the when they're locked in the house and it's like pitch black, and then the cops there watching and Michael kills the cop. That's scary. Rachel's boyfriend who cheats on her, but like he's still there. Michael fucks him up.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. At the end, I liked how all the cops put their lead into him, and he still survives somehow.
Yeah. If you don't mind me interrupting, so that was Halloween 4, right? Where he.
Yeah.
Okay, so Halloween 5. I feel like that's almost the most human thing I've seen him do, crawling through in that grave, crawling through that tunnel, ending up in that river or whatever,
and trying to grab anything to hang on to, climbing up the stairs. He's limping, and I'm thinking, dude, you're showing vulnerability
Well,
right now.
none of
You
that.
are hurt.
He's out for a while. That guy takes
yeah,
him in.
that guy takes him
then-
in and helps
yeah.
him out. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
it reminded me that part. Yeah.
What's your number 5? Did you already give it?
Number 5, no. The first Rob Zombie movie, Halloween. For a long time, that was Michael Myers to me. When did that come out? 07?
Yes, it was 07.
Okay, so for a long time, that was Michael Myers to me.
I agree.
And I thought, dude, this dude is a tank. I'm telling you, I think I said it earlier. Tyler Mane. I hope I'm saying his name right. He's huge. He's scary. They do the whole. They don't bypass him as a child. They don't just say he killed his sister. No, they show him kill the sister like they've done in the past, but they go a little deeper into it. I forgot how. It's a lot. I said earlier, Rob Zombie has a certain style. It's a lot sometimes.
Yeah,
and I understand it's a slasher. I get it and everything like that. I mean, what do I expect? But no, sometimes it's a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't. I don't know if it's now because I'm a dad. The stepdad in the beginning, the way he was acting towards Michael's mom, and then the stepdaughter, and the baby was crying, and he was just going off. I thought, dude, oh my gosh, I hate you so much right now. He got what he deserved. Michael sliced his throat.
Yeah.
Michael as a kid was creepy.
Yeah.
He was
I
creepy.
mean, I have it on my list still. I'll talk about it more.
Danny Trejo was in it. I forgot he was in it.
Yeah.
He was Mikey. I've always been good to you, and I felt bad for him.
He always was good to him.
He was, and then even that one guard tried to touch his. Hey, don't touch his stuff, man. Do not touch his stuff. He has some good kills in there too. It's legit a retelling of the first Halloween movie, just a modern take, and I liked it.
Yeah,
I did. I just have it at number 5.
So we're on number 4.
Did you already say your 5? Right?
Yeah, it was Halloween 4.
Okay, yeah. So 4.
So I'll give you
Go
your.
for
My number 4 is Halloween, first one.
Nice.
I honestly have it up there just because it's the first one. Like it puts it.
So by default.
Yeah, like it starts us off. It gives us this legendary character. The movie was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think it wasn't the first Halloween that I've seen. So, back to what you were saying, Rob Zombie was for the longest time my Michael Myers.
Yeah.
I was just telling my wife yesterday when I would get home Friday nights from a football game, Spike TV always had the Rob Zombie.
That's why I watched it.
Yeah. So I've seen that movie a lot, but going back to Halloween, the original, compared to what we have now, he's so not the killer like he was. Like,
how many kills did he have in the first one? It was like
I don't think
4 or 5.
think it was a lot.
It wasn't many.
The most savage thing he did, I felt like, was choke that German Shepherd out in the yard. But yeah, I mean, it was good. Lori, it was cool. There was multiple things where I thought this is so cheesy, but it was made in '78.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, what can you expect? It was weird when they took off his mask. When Lori takes it off at the stairwell at the house. Do you remember?
I'm trying to.
Yeah, they blend in, dude. She takes off his mask and you see like a young Michael, and it's crazy because he's like 23 in the movie.
Yes.
Like,
Okay. Yeah.
It's
He's
just crazy.
very
So,
young in it.
But yeah, I mean, my 4th is Halloween.
My number 4 is Halloween Kills.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So the Michael aspects of it, I really liked.
That's the second.
The
Blumhouse.
second Blumhouse one. Rewatching it again and everything like that, I thought, yeah, it's just the Michael stuff that makes it so high for me. That's just it. The story wise, I don't care about the story. I like that it takes literally right after the first 2018 one. It's just straight continuation. I love it. To me, the worst part of that movie has to be the whole evil dies tonight where they're all chanting that and they make some other mental patient kill himself over it. It was so dumb. I like the whole, instead of it just following Lori, it shows the other people that have been affected by Michael and his killings as well. You know, you see Tommy grown up now, you see all these other people too, and they all, I guess, have a tradition where they go to some bar, they all drink, tell their stories, tell the horror stories of the boogeyman, the shape, and you know, it was a cool little take. I didn't mind it. Like I said, was it a perfect movie? No. Did the story need some work? Yeah. But the whole Michael stuff was pretty good. I liked he didn't die from the first one with the fire. Yeah. Took out some firemen, pretty savage ways. Some
one
good
by one. I just have to throw that out there. I mean, if they all would have ganged up on him, they would have killed him.
So you got some good kills in that. He stuck an axe or
Yeah.
a pickaxe straight through someone's.
Definitely I'd say the Blumhouse movies are the most savage Michael Myers we've seen. It's up there with Rob
I was
Zombie's,
gonna say over Rob.
but
Rob was more gruesome, but I think
I would-
Blumhouse was a lot
yeah,
more creative.
I think Blumhouse. Yeah, I think that Michael was more savage.
What you call it?
The ending part, I'm not gonna lie, I remember seeing that in theaters, or the end. Not seeing the ending part, the part where we talked about him being jumped by everyone. I remember in theaters thinking, "You kidding me?" But as soon as you hear that guitar riff, that dun, and then he starts getting up,
Yeah.
puts the mask on, I just remember thinking, "Y'all are all dead. I hope he kills all of y'all. Thank God you're good, bro."
We're rooting for a fucking
That's what
serial
I'm
killer.
saying, bro. I'm rooting for a serial killer to kill some people. But yeah, I mean, like I said, the Michael moments in it make it high for me on my list.
So it's my turn.
I think
your
me
turn.
on this one.
Okay, go ahead.
My number three, the first Halloween. It actually was good.
Yeah, I didn't mind it for it being 1978. Wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. I'll say this: it was my first time watching it.
Really?
Yeah. So I've always seen bits and pieces. Obviously, it's a classic, so I've always seen bits and pieces. I've never sat there and watched from beginning to end, and I'm glad I did. Did I feel like dang, I should have watched this years ago? No, I'm fine. We got some good stuff since then. Like I said, it's legit. The Rob Zombie basically redid it in a certain way, but it was good. Michael, and if I had to really think about it, he really gets mad at Lori. I guess the whole sister aspect and everything like that. But he really gets mad at Lori because she stepped on his property.
What?
Remember in the beginning of the movie, Lori is walking with Tommy Doyle, and then she's like, "I gotta drop a key off at the Myers house," and Tommy's like, "Don't go over to the boogeyman's house," and she's like, "Oh, I'm so scared."
Is that why he gets mad at her?
In my head,
I
to
didn't
me,
think
I
it
think
that
that's
way.
what it is. Because
Really?
think about it, he was in there. She drops the key off. He sees her walk away, and from there, he stalks her. And I'm thinking, that's it. That's why you're mad, because she walked on your property and said, "Ooh, I'm so scared.
Yeah.
The boogeyman ain't real." And I'm like, okay, I guess that's why you're mad. Maybe
I
I'm
just-
missing something, but
I mean, yeah, I never really thought about that point. I just understood it as eventually he was going to find his sister either way, like even if she didn't go to the doorstep. So, I mean, he finds his sister in every movie,
Yeah.
even if he's been away. He literally found her in California. Like he finds Lori no matter what. So,
do they say that's his sister in the first one?
and yes, in the first one they
do?
say it's his
Okay.
sister. Yep.
I couldn't remember when they added that part.
Yeah, they say it's his sister. She is the baby that's left over. I mean,
Yeah.
even in Rob Zombies, it's that
Yeah.
way. So why they changed it for the Blumhouse ones, I don't know. I'm fine with her being brother and sister with him,
Yeah.
but I just understood it as he was going back to find his sister,
Mhm.
and I guess she just happened to walk
Just
up to
walk
the house.
up to the
But
house, and he
how he
realized that-
knows it's her, I have no idea.
That's why I kind of thought about it of saying like, okay, he's
yeah, you're
just
right.
mad
I mean,
that
maybe that is the case. I have no idea.
Like,
I
why
never
are you
really
making fun
thought
of my
about it.
house?
I never really thought about it that way. I just assume in every movie he finds his sister, so I just figured he was trying to find his sister.
No, yeah, John Carpenter did a really good job with it. I don't remember if he wrote it, but I know he directed it, and he did the theme song. He brought us the classic theme. Without that movie, we wouldn't have the theme we have today.
Right.
Nick Castle as the Shape, Michael Myers, all good.
My number 3, the Rob Zombie Halloween.
Nice.
Like we talked about earlier, that Halloween resonates a lot with me because for the longest time it was one of my only. I had seen the other ones, but that one was the first one I had watched from start to finish. I really liked how they did it as a kid. We talked about this on another episode. I think it was our first episode.
Yeah.
Where we talked about Michael Myers. I liked the whole kid aspect. I know that kid was evil. Like he kills his bully in the woods with the tree
Yeah.
trunk. He just keeps smashing him. He literally kills his stepdad, slices his throat. You're right, he did deserve it. And that kid was so creepy. The kid that they
Yeah.
got to play him.
You
I should have
do you
wrote down his
recognize him?
name. No.
He's did you ever watch the Will Smith Hancock movie?
Mm.
Oh, well, yeah.
He's the kid from that movie?
He's the kid from that movie, yeah. He's a little bully in that one.
Oh, okay. No, I mean he kills it, bro. That kid was creepy.
Yeah.
Whenever he does kill his sister, and after that they take him to the insane asylum with Loomis. Just his eyes, bro. He's just has that. They they casted that kid perfect.
Yeah.
In the second Rob Zombie movie, I hated how they recasted him.
Yeah,
Did you
they
notice
changed
that?
him up.
Yeah,
They changed him up, and I thought, yeah, this kid is not as creepy.
right.
I was watching actually behind the scenes of the Rob Zombie one, and they were down to the wire as far as casting. Dude, they were 5 weeks they were about to start filming in 5 weeks, and they still weren't fully ready on who's all who. They
Oh, wow.
barely casted their Michael, and then they had to cast young Michael, and they said that kid auditioned, and they watched his tapes, and a lot of people were like, ugh. They're like, he's just so... No, I'm sorry. Like, he's such a nice kid, but he's so creepy.
He was
and they were like,
creepy.
he's perfect.
But I liked how they showed how he came from a home that like
It was a broken
it was so broken. His sister was such an asshole to him.
Yeah.
Not to say that that's why he should have killed her, but I mean, it just goes to show like he grew up in a broken home. So I like how they touched on that.
Mm-hmm.
Him as Michael Myers, beast.
Yeah.
Like
Tank.
him in the insane asylum, bro. When they're moving him, holy shit! Like he's so. So I want to ask you, that Michael Myers versus Jason, do you think it changes at all? I'll say the most recent the Friday the 13th.
So the
movie.
09 Jason versus the 07 Michael. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think I still go Jason
I want to say Jason just because
because Jason's also a tank.
he's a tank, but he's just different.
Yeah,
Like he's human, I guess, but he's not human at the same time. Michael,
Right.
yeah, I guess he's the boogeyman, but
Yeah.
he's just different.
But I liked it. I liked how they redid the first one, but it was just different, bro. And I don't know. Maybe because I did watch that one when I was younger, but I really enjoyed the first Rob Zombie. The
Yeah,
second
me
Rob
too.
Zombie, yes, I will not deny it's not good. Maybe even the first Rob Zombie one, it's not that good, but I just it holds high for me. Okay, so that Michael Myers versus our Blumhouse Michael Myers,
What
like in a fight.
the Rob Zombie
Yeah,
versus the Blumhouse one?
yeah. Okay, I'll say Halloween 2018. That Michael Myers.
I think Rob's takes
still
him
think he
out.
takes it?
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, he is.
He's what? Like I said earlier, he's 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah.
Tank.
Yeah, he is. Okay. Number 2. Is it my turn or your turn?
Your turn.
Number 2, Halloween Kills. I love the Blumhouse iterations of it. I love it. And Halloween Kills starts right after Halloween
Mm-hmm.
from 2018. I liked how, like I said, it started right after. I like how they still go back in time a little bit to the first movie.
Yeah.
Where like the flashback for that cop. I forgot his name.
Hawkins.
Yeah, is it? I don't remember. Lori is still badass in it. I didn't really like how. I guess I don't have a problem with it, but I kind of do. They killed the mom. And the second
Karen?
one, yeah, she goes up to. So she's in the house, right?
She's in
and
his
then
house.
He pulls
She
up
not
behind
only
her.
to the house, his room, his window,
Yeah.
where he's
And he
looking
just goes
out,
up and kills her.
He kills her.
Yeah, that
While
was savage.
what? She's on the phone with Lori.
Yep. The scene where they all beat him up and then he comes back alive. Contrary to popular belief, I was hyped during that. I do think that was badass. I'm just saying, if they could have finished the job right there and he would have been dead.
They
That's all I'm
thought they
saying.
did.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, well,
No, I get it.
And that's
Yeah,
the thing
like-
in all slasher movies. They just never finish the job. Like they just never do. It's easy for me to say that. I'm not in a slasher movie, of course. I get
Like
it.
I said, you have to have the human element. Of
I get
fear.
it. I get it. I'm just saying they could have finished the job. They whooped his ass. They did. But other than that, bro, I really like that movie. I'll just go ahead and say my number 1, 2. It's Halloween 2018. The Blumhouse ones are the best iterations of Michael, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. My number 2 is Halloween 2.
Halloween 2, the traditional Halloween 2?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the original Halloween 2. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, it was a toss-up. I messed with my list a lot, honestly, for my top 5 with Rob Zombie, Halloween Kills, Halloween, and Halloween 2, and I messed with those a lot. But I think the reason why I put Halloween 2 over the first Halloween is obviously the first one is an origin. We're going to find out backstory. It's going to be slow until the good stuff happens at the end. The second one picks up, and it's immediately right after what happens in the first one, and then we're in the hospital, and I just feel like it's just still full steam ahead. There are some slow parts, but still, it's just a lot of Michael, a lot of good kills, and like I said, the moments were pretty cool for me.
I just felt it was boring compared to the first one. Like, the first one's still kind of slow, too. But I just felt like, I don't know, there wasn't much exciting stuff to happen to me in that one. Okay, go with your number 1.
Halloween,
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
That it's a. I mean, some people don't think it's perfect. To me, it's perfect.
I agree.
It's perfect to me.
Bro, I remember when we went to go see it in theaters, and I thought, holy shit, like, it's intense. I just felt like it was intense. And
The opening scene of those podcasters going to the insane asylum where Michael is being held,
and the dog's barking.
and he pulls the mask out, and
Yeah.
he's like, "You feel it, don't you? It's calling to you." Every patient around all feels it. They all start reacting. They all start going off. The alarms are going off. The dogs are going off, and Michael's just looking down, not reacting at all. And then you start with the theme song and everything. I just thought, whew, that was such an intense moment just off the back.
Multiple scenes I felt like were intense.
Yeah.
The scene where the guy who obviously cheats on Lori's granddaughter.
Yeah.
And then
Cameron.
his best friend makes a move on her, and then she rejects him, and he's in the yard, right? And he's just talking, and then he sees Michael, and he's like talking to Michael, and then Michael just goes and like kills him. That scene was intense to me.
The poles going through his neck.
Bro, multiple times when we saw it in theater, maybe it was the whole theater aspect too. Like, it just felt intense.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Mm-hmm. That's
so
why you go see movies in theaters.
I felt the first Halloween and Halloween Kills from Blumhouse did such a good job at bringing Michael Myers was scary, bro.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of his movies, like we said, he doesn't kill a lot. Like, especially the older ones. Like, he's in the article that I read, most of his kills come from these last 3 Blumhouse movies.
He kills a lot.
He was way under.
He even killed a little kid. I feel
Did
like
he
he
kill
doesn't. Yeah, I feel like he doesn't really touch kids in all the other ones. When the prison bus or whatever, the transportation bus crashes, and all those patients are roaming the streets, that older dad and his son are driving, and Michael ends up in their truck. He kills the kid, and I thought, "Holy crap! I didn't think you were going to do that." But okay.
Yeah.
No, that movie's so good to me. The he just leaves a pile of bodies everywhere he goes. So good.
When he goes to their house, when he goes to Lori's house, the little cabin and that shit was crazy. When they had she had all the booby traps ready for him, or not?
She was so
traps.
ready.
Yeah,
Lori is completely.
Lori was
prepared.
so badass in that movie.
She's so good, but at the same time, she's just completely broken. She's dealing with so much PTSD from the events of the first one. Like I said, this is just complete retelling. So it goes from the 78.
So so they scratch them all
to this one, the 2018. He's been locked up ever since.
It's their third reboot.
It's their number 2.
Well, it's like their third reboot though.
Oh,
right?
third reboot.
Because
Yes.
H2O was a reboot.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Rob Zombies was a reboot,
Mhm.
and then this one was.
No,
So they scrap them all. So you just have Halloween from 1978,
And then 2018.
Yep. And they switched the whole sister thing.
Yeah, they took that away. They even acknowledge it in the beginning too, where
It was like a rumor.
Allison and her friends are walking, and they're like, "Hey, didn't they say it was her brother that killed him?" He was like, "No, that's just some rumor people like to say." So they just instantly said, "That's not our story anymore."
So maybe that fits into what you were saying about the original one, how she just goes up to the door.
That's what I'm saying. I was
maybe
thinking,
that does fit.
I was gonna say, because I was thinking, I don't remember them acknowledging that until the second one where they say it was a sister.
But
I could be 100% wrong.
I swear. So my phone's obviously recording, but I swear in my letterbox I have it where I wrote it down because I was like, oh, so they do acknowledge her as a sister. So you're right. Maybe it's the second. I swear it's the first one though.
You're probably right.
Yeah, maybe that's why they switched it. I don't know why they switched it. I kind of think it's cooler as brother and sister.
It honestly didn't bother me.
It didn't bother me either, but okay, so you don't even think it's a fight then? Blumhouse versus Rob Zombie
versus Rob Zombie.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's not a fight. He's
the
he's
Blumhouse one was a
beast.
savage.
He's
bro.
a beast. He's a savage.
Yeah,
but I just think the Rob Zombie version is just a tank. He's a tank of a man.
He's a tank.
So I don't know. I don't know. I think he wins. Even though I love this movie a lot more. I love the 2018 one.
So did I. I mean, bro, yeah.
Like I said,
it was a better
1.
movie overall, and then Michael was just a fucking savage in that movie.
He was so
savage.
good in it.
Okay, well, that's our rankings. I will say I have not been swayed as far as Leatherface and Michael Myers. Just because I don't understand why it's just not a fight. I don't understand why it just can't. How could it not be a competitive fight?
So if I remember correctly, when we originally had these conversations, it was after Halloween Ends, right? Or was it Halloween Kills when we started this conversation? It was Halloween Kills because that's what brought up the whole Saw thing. So
I went back and watched the Leatherface movies just to verify my ideology.
So Halloween Kills happened, and we saw all that stuff, and the conversation got brought up. And I remember you saying, "Look, I'm all for Michael winning, but I don't think y'all are giving Leatherface a
I
fair
am.
due." So then you said, "Okay, I'm going to argue for Leatherface,"
Yeah.
and then that made you sway yourself, or not sway, but that made
So
you put up.
it
more of an
hasn't
argument.
necessarily made me sway, but I just think it's a competitive fight.
It is.
And
Like I'm
so-
not saying it's not.
No,
I'm
but
saying-
but the
I'm
way
saying
y'all were
it's-
talking about it, y'all were making it seem like it's not even a debate. And I truly think we have to put some respect on Leatherface. He is an idiot, but
What'd you say?
he's a
inbred?
dumb. But bro, he's a fucking beast of an idiot, and he has a
If y'all
chainsaw.
haven't seen the latest Texas Chainsaw, it's on Netflix. The movie's bad, but him in it.
What about that Leatherface?
Well, that's the one I'm thinking of right now.
Okay.
Like he's a brute.
I'm
once
also
again.
thinking of the one from Jessica Alba's movie.
He was good.
That one was he's a brute in that movie. I'm not talking about the old Leatherfaces, but the one like from Jessica Alba's movie. There was one in 2007.
The one
I
with
believe, too.
Alexandra Daddario, whatever.
No, that one sucked.
Oh, okay.
There was another one that was before the Jessica Alba movie. Like it came out after, but they made it
that
a
was,
before.
Yeah, I forgot. That was a scary one. Though.
Yes, he was a
I like
beast
the-
in
I
that
like the
one.
lost
That's the
footage
one where he
one.
cuts the dude's leg off as he's
Mhm.
running. He's running away from him, and he cuts his leg off. I don't know, bro. I'm just saying. I think it's more up for debate, bro. I think it's more up for debate. I don't know.
Hey, post your comments down below.
Oh yeah. I mean, tell us who would win in a fight.
Tell us your
Michael
reasoning.
Myers or Leatherface. You can use whatever iteration of Leatherface, but it has to be the powerful Leatherface. Like you can't use the 60s Leatherface or
Was it
whatever.
in the 60s? when
I
it
don't
came
know,
out?
the 70s, whatever.
The old
you can't
ones.
use that
So
one.
basically, we're going to say the newest iteration of Leatherface, or like the newer ones, versus let's say Rob Zombie or the Blonde.
I will say I do think Michael would kill him, but I'm just saying it's up for debate, bro. We can't just neglect Leatherface like that.
I get it, but I'm just saying, like, I just love it though. I love it.
Yeah. Well. All right. You want to end it there?
Yeah, guys. All right.
Next Tuesday we'll have another episode, next Tuesday we'll have we'll have another episode out for you guys.
Yeah. What you call it? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it. Tune in next week, and we'll have another one for you.
Yeah,
think
I have
that's
no idea what we're going to talk about.
Neither do I, but we'll come to us.
Well, we'll figure it out.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.